I managed to convince my boss to unlock gaming on my Mac, which was the issue I was having because we just changed all our security processes at work. Locked me out of all my websites.
Yeah.
But a little bit of sweet talking, a bit of chat GPT to help me, and I managed to convince him that it was the right idea to allow games on the work computer.
I need this for my mental health.
Lost a little track of the time.
I didn't hear that.
I think we're just early, Arco. I think we're just early today.
Yeah. I mean, it's ironic that I end up being late to this. But yeah, I'm ready to go when you guys are.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Just 1 second, I'll just get stuff ready here. Okay. Would someone like to remind us all where we left off? Anyone take any notes?
I never take notes, but what we did was we just carried on with a bit of shopping. Brother Keck went on a wander, God knows where, after his shopping trip. I convinced Romok to give me part of the money he owes me for his previous expense, which allowed me to put my rapier in for an upgrade. And we were waiting around, and we came across a group of dwarfs who got into a heated debate with Romok, and Romok decided to give it the big I am to him, so they challenged him to a game of Sculling, which was rather fun. I laid my bets across so that I would at least walk away with the same amount of money as I went in with, but more so if Romok could win. And I rigged the game slightly in Romok's favour, thanks to his terrible rolls. inspiration, the lucky rerolls. And then we celebrated. We went and went to a pub, got drinking. Then we went to another bar where we were told there was some really good music. There was. And I brought everyone this top tier drink that a lot of all people couldn't handle. And got
Didn't eat.
absolutely smashed.
I didn't eat.
You didn't line your stomach first.
No.
So we decided we best take him back to bed. And then we ended the night, and we're going to wake up and face the new time frame. Unsure if it's day or night where we are because of the fake light and not being able to see the sky.
And that is exactly where we are. Did we cover waking up in the morning or not in the last game? I cannot recall.
I don't think we did.
No, I don't think we did.
We just ended it on the long rest itself, right?
Yeah.
In that case, yes. I confirm that you all did complete a long rest. You start to wake up one by one, and you're in these luxurious rooms that you have been renting out. The fire is still going. You can hear the gentle crack and spit of the flames. The sort of a slight golden glow of haze just in the room around you. Seems to be the same sort of lighting as you experienced when you went to sleep. So you have no idea exactly what time. You feel refreshed. You can hear outside the familiar clinking of hammers, the noise of people moving through the streets, the occasional sound of someone descending down zip lines. What would you like to do, guys, as you start your shoes today? Still once here again heard over the Dwarven City.
Right, well, we need to go collect Jasper's sword and then get going, right?
Yes, I'm eager to see if my rapier is ready and as wonderful as they say it's going to be.
Are there any other things in the shopping menu, I guess, that we need to go back to aside from the rapier before we head east?
I don't know.
Just the rapier, okay.
I have goat. I am happy.
Brother Keck, maybe you can enlighten us as to what happened to yourself during the day as you wandered off away from the party and they missed you duration of the last game. Did you find yourself coming back to the tavern, or
he would
what
have,
happened?
if he went off wandering to the town and lost everyone, he'd probably find his way back to that tavern. And upon everyone else seeing him, he's got a nice new shawl and scarf and 2 odd shoes. I think one was yellow and one was brown or something like that. Let me double check.
I'm pretty sure it didn't even fit you as well. Like too big or something.
Lachlan, you get a little memory pop up in your head of the time where you failed to have matching shoes at one point.
When was
Start to
that?
the start of your journey with everyone. You were missing a shoe at one point.
Oh, I wasn't never stupid enough to have two different shoes, you know. Just missing one. I take it we go down for breakfast and we meet up, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I think Romog will emerge and just kind of rubbing his forehead. It's a bit of a dual mix. There's quite a mix of sensations. Like physically, he's probably got a bit of a headache, but emotionally, he's going to be kind of processing the victory. There's a real sense of triumph and a sense of pride, but there's also that kind of inner thing of like his violence and his rage kind of tipped him over to the victory, as well as Jasper. Obviously, it was his victory, so.
Anyone who's
Oh, yeah.
wanting to have breakfast here, just make sure you make a note of just dropping. If you're just having food, 5 silver. If you're having a drink as well, make it 7 silver.
Okie
Finally, so I finally have to spend some money here.
7 silver if you have them both, yeah.
Does Romog have to pay, or can he bask in the glory of his victory and other people are paying for his breakfast?
You still owe me money.
Great question. As you go down on it,
Party.
let's see how well this works out. Roll me. Just roll me a persuasion roll for now.
Persuasion.
Yeah.
I'm in 3.
You get down and you, with a bit of a cocky attitude, having your drinks bought for you last night, elbow on the edge of the bar as you talk to the bar owner, and he says to you, "Now, your glory lasted only last night, and you received many a drink, I'm sure. But now you need to continue paying normal prices."
Understandable. And I flick him 5 silver.
He takes it, and you receive your meal, whatever you'd like to take there.
Kind of as we're all sat at the table, Keck will kind of just look up at Twin and go, "Twin, did I see you at a cafe in the market earlier? Yesterday.
I don't believe so. I was in the sword shop.
Oh, do you have family in these parts?"
No, it's just me.
Oh. And those masks you have, are they common amongst your people, or?
No, I've been finding these while I've been out. I've only managed to find 2. It's part of a fighters guild. Whereabouts did you see these?
Oh, when I was in the market, we you and Jasper went off, but I found my way to acquire my fine garments and have a little swirl, and then as I was passing one of the cafes, one of the small stops, I could have sworn I saw you, and then another glimpse, it was gone. And
I would say you would have known it wasn't a tabaxi you saw, but you recognised the masks.
oh, sorry, I thought it was actually another tabaxi as well, because I thought it was Twin.
What colour were the masks?
You would have seen a variety. There was several which were black, some silver, a little bit of red in them, and you swear you saw some gold as well.
So was it just one person you saw with these masks, or was it one person with several masks around them?
It was just the one, wasn't it? Just the
It
one.
was one person, and they had what appeared to be a collection of masks across.
It was one person. He had a collection of masks across himself.
As Brother Keck says this, I'm gonna stand up from the table mid-meal and go, Where was his cafe?
I might be able to take you back to it. I'm not 100%. I was kind of lost in the moment.
I just interrupt and go, no time. I just burst through the door, running towards trying to find a cafe or trying to find some sort of like outdoor eatery to ask the attendant if this person resides here or if he's just passing through. If I can find the cafe.
Oh my!
So
Oh
you
my!
think-
And Keck will probably follow after, like thinking, "Oh God, what's he started now?"
So as you rush out, you think back to where you left Keck yesterday, and you start to head in that direction. Keck following
Yeah.
behind.
I think so.
After a short while, you get back to the market square, the market streets, and you start to look around. You do spot a couple of areas which look sort of similar to an outdoor eating area, and you can approach them.
Yeah, I'll go.
Yeah, go to the first one, and you are left with the response being that they're not familiar with who you're talking about. They've not seen anyone in the last few days, at least, who may have matched that description. And Keck, if you're catching up, you would recognise this actually wasn't the place. So you go on to the next one.
Would have any like chance of recalling which one it was and where I was at the time?
Yeah, you can start to steer Twin as you catch up to him. You start to steer Twin back towards an area which looks more familiar. You do find the owner of the cafe. He's just putting out some meals for some people sitting out front and some drinks.
That Twin, he was sat right there.
You see, there's no one there right now. These are just
It would be weird if
empty
he was.
seats. Yeah.
Okay,
There's more pictures like point at some random person who's like eating his breakfast. Like, sat right there.
Yeah, I'll go in and ask the like cafe attendants about said person.
You find yourself talking to a small dwarf woman. She's got a lot of hair around the face, very thick eyebrows, and some small glasses just perching into their nose. Hair tied up in braids on both sides, dangling down. And she takes a moment, rocks back on her heels, and taps her chin for a second. Yeah. Do you remember someone like that yesterday? He was, he was a hungry fella. Quite a meal. But, it's not from around here. He was looking for some buys for, I don't know, his organisation, I assume. I think he said something about needing some needed some special gold. So my best bet would be to make your way down a few levels, try and find one of the traders.
Okay. So after special golds, did you say?
Special gold.
Okay.
Didn't get into too much conversation. So as much as I can tell you.
Okay, thank you.
And she turns back to tending to her patrons.
Okay, I'll just say to Keck, I've got to find some gold trader. Apparently, they're after some special sort of gold. I just want to. I haven't seen anyone with these masks. I need to see what they're all about. I need to see what they are, why they imbue me with so much power.
Well, two sets of hands makes a job half as difficult. So let's go.
So you know that she said to head down a couple of levels. So you start making your way down, and you eventually do find yourself down beyond residentials, beyond the market, and you're now into the more robust industrial trade. You can see that there is a number of smelters, buildings which hold in these smelters. You see these big chimneys coming off, just billowing out steam and smoke. And a lot of these sort of pipes seem to be funneling up the mountain and going right up to the very top in this big cavernous zone area you're in. But looking around, you start to see big carts of crude ores just outside these shops, and you do spot one seems to look like it has gold. You go in, and you can see that there are workers in there just working and just processing the gold.
Okay. I'll go up to the smelter and ask if he's seen anyone with like a collection of masks, and I'll show him the 2 masks I've got, and see if he's seen anyone or has anyone requested like a special sort of gold recently.
And this dwarf is a very broad, thick-looking dwarf. He's wearing just a sort of leathered apron. He's got goggles upon his head, and he is just slick with sweat and sort of very dirty face. And he looks at you and he says, "Does match one of our customers? Yes. He's supposed to be collecting Simon of infused gold bars later today. If you're trying to get in contact, yeah, you'll find him most likely, since it's so early, at his tavern." And he gives you the name of a tavern. The tavern. A list. No, I'll have to give that to you. Oh, hang on, here we are. He'll send you to the deep draft.
What drop?
Deep draft.
Right.
Which is located over near Barracks, Neville is. He gives you some directions. You make your way there, and you find this tavern. It's a kind of a plain, functional-looking like wooden sign bearing a carved image of a foaming tankard hanging above the entrance. And as you get closer, you can smell these very hearty stew smells just lingering in the air. Making your way in, you can see that this is a place that's not quite as refined as the one you were in. This one's built more for function over beauty. See, the tables are all sort of very sturdy stone tables, like a simple wooden bar at the end. You can see there's racks of weapons kept behind the counter. there's this slightly more serious air in here. You can see there's a number of sort of, it's like dwarven soldiers also enjoying a bit of food and drink, sitting down.
Okay. I'll go up to the. I'll again just walk through, walk up to the barkeep, and ask if you've seen anyone with these types of masks.
So this dwarf, he looks at you. You can see he's got these scars crisscrossing across his arms, and he looks at you with a slight squint in his eye. Who is it you're looking for? Guy with masks. We've got someone, yeah. I think he's currently in his room. He's not come down, is it? Take the stairs over there, and he points over to the side, and you see some stone steps leading up. He'll be the door at the far.
Okay. Thank you very much. I'll go upstairs and knock on the door.
Just as you're about to knock on the door actually opens, and you see
Dead.
not quite. You see a tall elf in the process of about to sort of step out of his room into the hall. You take him off guard for a moment, and just takes a step back, and eyes you a bit warily. You can see he's an elf, probably 80 odd years old. Looks like he has auburn hair tied up, a few strands which are falling across his face. He's got silver grey eyes which are now constantly shifting, seemingly to be searching, assessing. He's a very slight build as well, and he looks like he's wearing this sort of black padded leather on blue accents. And you do see around the waist, you see a black leather belt with golden buckles, and attached to that belt is a series of loose leather straps hanging down, each one holding a mask. You notice there's probably at least 8 masks, each of a different design. And as he takes a step back, he looks at you. Yeah, can I help you? See, he's got his hand just at his side, where you can see there's also a rapier hanging.
Yeah. I'm hoping you can. I've found 2 of these masks which look very, very similar to the ones you have around your waist. I've been trying to find more details on them. All I've managed to find is like a clan of mask wearers. But that's as much detail as I've been able to retrieve from any forms of libraries that I've been able to come across.
As you say that, his eyes just immediately shift down to the masks, and you watch as you're saying this. He brings his right hand up to his face. His fingers slightly spread, as if holding an invisible mask. Pauses for a moment, and then he lowers his hand smoothly to his chest, palm flat against the heart. And he says, "The mask reveals." And he looks at you.
Can I do the same?
So you move your hand up.
I'll do the same. Yeah, seems about right.
Then what do you do when you got your hand over your face? You move your hand down to the chest.
I'll put my hands like middle finger above my bridge of my nose, and then pull my like an invisible mask down to my chest, and like reply back confused, like the mask reveals.
As you say that, his eyes narrow. He takes another step back. You definitely are not a member, not initiated. Where did you get those? He points to the mask.
We found them on our travels. One we found on a. Where did Ard find it? I can't remember where he found that. The one he got. It was on one of the dead bodies from. I can't remember that.
There was an assassin who had one.
Yeah. It was. Oh, it was on the bodies of
The other
the.
one-
Yeah, it was on the other people who ambushed us at night, wasn't it?
Yeah, and the other one you got from the vault in the basement.
Yeah. So the gold cat one I have, I found that in a vault that we were going through, and the second one we found on a dead assassin, which tried to kill us, to retrieving said items we took from a vault.
See, I've met a person before who had one. I had to take it back from them. You actually managed to get yourself two. The whole
It's-
even one of us and not being initiated is a very rare thing.
How do I become initiated? I want to know more about these masks. They just fill me full of power. As I wear them, they just fill me full of power. I want to know more.
Well, it's not quite as simple as that. But I'll give you one chance. You see he steps back and he gestures for you to follow. And you see the room is quite open inside. And he steps back up to the edge of where the bed is. And he just faces you, his hand on his rapier. And he draws it. Let's
Okay,
see if you can land it.
What, land a hit?
Mm-hmm. And he moves, brings up a mask to his face. And he now places the mask across him, and he's now looking out through these little slits in this black mask. She's got like this red outline.
Okay.
So if you first just roll initiative.
Oh dear.
I'm just going 2 seconds. I'm just reading what my masks do.
I mean, would Keck been told to stay out of the room, or would?
You can do whatever you want. There's not much room in there. There's enough for two people. There's room for two people comfortably, so you can do whatever you like.
Just kind of stood at the doorway. It's not like I'm told to go away or anything, because I'm not part of this.
Okay, so no, I'll probably put that. And I'll probably put the. I'm going to put the. Yeah, I'll roll initiative now. Oh, that hasn't come. Has that come through on Roll20?
Just bringing up my stats. So.
Oh, natural 20.
Natural.
Just judging by my notes, Twin, I'd pick Mask of the Savage.
Yeah, I was just about to start putting the Mask of the Savage on. So as he draws his sword and put a mask on, I'm going to place the cat mask, the Mask of the Savage, onto my face, and then draw out my my brand new +1 katana.
Look,
right,
Monty got a crack too.
Yeah. I think we go off. Is it Dex? For
Yes,
a
Dex
roll?
break. Yeah.
I'm not
Dex.
sure. See.
What do you want me to? Do you want me to just straight Dex roll? Oh, what was that?
Let's go with Dex.
Oh, that's a Dex save. Or I can do a straight Dex roll. Both +3.
It's usually what your Dex modifier is, and you compare the two, and whoever's got the highest modifier.
Oh, plus.
Is that what it is?
+3.
Yeah.
Plus
Plus what? Sorry.
+3.
Okay. He has you beat.
Okay.
So he's going to start. As you, what weapon are you pulling out for a start? Are you bringing both weapons?
My new. Oh yeah, yeah. I'll draw out both. So I'll draw out my my longsword and my rapier.
He steps back and he gets into a pose. His knees slightly bent. He looks down to the side for a moment, forcibly lunging forward, and he brings 2 blows against you. It is. First one is a 13 to hit.
That's a miss.
Second one is a 22.
Damn it. Yeah. Okay.
You take 6 points of piercing damage or slashing damage, okay, as
Okay.
swipes with the first attack, which you just parried to the side, but he quickly spins the blade slightly and then slices the side of your cheek. He takes a step back. And he holds his hands out to the side, almost like he's doing a bow, and he looks to you. Let's see how you work. Your turn.
Okay. So. Has that gone through? 12?
That is a miss. And as
Yeah.
you miss, you watch as he sidesteps, parries to the side, and swipes back at you. And does a 24 to hit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You take 8 points of slashing damage. You watch as this time he slices a little notch in your other cheek.
Fuck. Yeah, I'm gonna start getting more angry and just slash out with the rate. Well, which will be technically my bonus swipe, which is an even more terrible one. So as I'm so annoyed now that he's landed 2 hits on me, I'm losing all concentration, which is another 8.
Sorry, I just changed the music. And 8. Oh, it's a nat 1. So, with a nat 1, just roll a d100.
Yep, 2 seconds. Oh shit, I rolled in that one. Oh yeah.
What was it, 93?
93.
Okay. As you go to attack him with anger, you watch as he easily just taps the blows away, and you see a little glint in his eye as you do it. Sure exactly what that was. But he lurches forward once again and delivers another 2 blows in your direction. First one is a 17 to hit.
Miss.
Second one is a 24.
Fucking hell. Yeah, hit.
Is that a crit?
Again,
Is that a crit?
parry. No.
Shut up, Keck.
You parry the first side, but not enough. Watch as he puts a little slice down the side of your arm. You take 5 points of
Okay.
damage.
Now
he looks at you. He steps back again, both arms out to the side, bent slightly. Looks at you. 2 masks and no ability. Got to
That
bring a
hurt.
bit more than that.
As he said no ability, I'm gonna just take a lunge at him again. See if I can, while he's trying to insult me, if I can try and catch him off guard.
Hmm?
Come on, doing good. Yes.
27, did you say?
Yeah. If you say that's a miss, I'm gonna cry.
1 second. Just checking.
Like, shit, you're not supposed to hit him.
That's the like max roll I can get. It was a 19 plus 8.
Without being a natural, anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. So roll your damage on that. Okay. So what are you doing with this attack?
So as he said, 2 mass and no ability. I want to just like lunge straight towards him. And try and parry the sword out of the way and sort of like catch his eye. I don't want to kill the guy because he's just been teasing, like scratching me. So I want to try and cut his arm like he just did to me.
So you move in and you lunge, and you know that this one is going to strike true. And he, for a moment, is taken back slightly by the speed of your attack. He goes to parry, but he's not quite quick enough. And you watch the blade goes to hit his arm, but he manages to parry enough just to only slice a little bit of the fabric on his shirt, no blood spilled. And he steps back and he looks at his arm and slowly tilts his head to look back. And he steps, bringing his feet back together, and sheathes his rapier at his side. Well. Gotta say, I wasn't expecting that. Maybe a lucky hit, but still a hit nonetheless. He brings the mask down, so you have his face to look at once again.
I'll do the same. I'll sheathe both my swords and remove my mask.
Perhaps you have potential after all. See, you could be a fine warrior. Maybe once some of this anger has found a proper purpose, find your skill a little bit more, and well, fine warrior one day.
Okay,
Meet
I'll
me
just
again.
stand there. I'll just
Meet
stand
me
there.
again in Vale. I have business to deal with right now. I can't deal with you any further at this moment, but if you seek me in Vale, when you arrive, seek out 100. We'll have a chance to go over this again.
Meet him in Vale and what? Seek out.
If you seek out the 100, you will have your initiation.
What is your name?
I am Vulture.
Vulture.
Vulture. And he steps back and he gestures down at his mask. Voltron, many faces. Dawn. Member of the Vale. And a mask weaver. If you could give me your name, I would also appreciate that, now that I've given you mine.
My name I go by is Twin Edge.
Twin Edge. Not forget it. As I said, I have business right now, and fortunately I cannot be held up much longer.
No, I
But
appreciate all the information you've given me. It's it's really, I'm really insightful and want to. I'll definitely try and reach out and meet you at Vale.
If you seek the 100 in Vale, we can move forward at looking at getting your initiation. If you should find any more masks in the future before then, be careful about who you display them to. It's lucky you fell upon me and not any others. People want to take those from you.
Okay.
It is our pride and honor
Yes.
that fall in our possession.
Other mask wearers want to take them, or general enemies to the mask weavers.
You will find that mask weavers are not just one organization. There are more than one. I am a member of the Veiled Order, and I'd say be wary of anyone who says they're from anywhere else.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that warning. I'll yeah, I'll make sure I look out for myself.
Twin. And he puts his hand on your shoulder. Good luck to you on your journeys. I do. Remember, Vale, the 100.
I won't.
And he steps around you and walks out. You can see as he moves, there is, which you notice in the fight as well, there's a certain sort of fluidity to his movements. Practiced grace. And you can just watch him.
So he said what? Practice grace.
He was moving with what looked like very graceful motions, very fluid.
Oh, okay. Okie dokie.
I thought we were just getting breakfast. This is quite the morning.
I don't really know exactly what happened. The adrenaline, as you told me, you found it in a mask weaver. It just threw me. I went to place to find Voltrum, and now I have to seek out Town in Vale and seek out the 100 there.
Did you take quite a bit of damage in that? I know you took a few hits.
Yeah, quite a bit. Took 19 damage.
Yeah, Kex go here. Let me get those wounds for you before we turn to the others, and I will do a 3rd level cure wounds on Twin.
Oh, thank you.
And you would have recognized that the mask he wore was different to any of the ones you have. Although you did spot one which looked the same as one of yours. You saw one which was savage.
Okay. So what, he had the Mask of the Savage as well?
He did have the mask of the savage. He had a variety of ones which you would not know. And the one he wore, you do not have, and you have no idea.
Okay. Amazing.
Back to full anyway.
I'm going to put that in my notes on here. Masks are not unique.
I would say it looked the same, but there were slight differences. So they're not like carbon copies of each other, but they follow the same style, look, and even the general cut of the baskets.
That's fine. I'll leave it then for now until I know for certain that if it is the same or not.
I mean, you would definitely, from what you saw, you would definitely be able to, like in your mind, be able to sort of hold them both next to each other and notice they are incredibly similar.
Okay. Cool. After that, I'm gonna I'm guessing me and Keck will make our way back to the tavern to see if everyone else is there still, or if they've moved on.
You make your way back, and unless you guys all left, you will find them in the same place.
Be narrowed.
Would have taken you roughly sort of an hour, I'd say, just to
Oh, we can maybe go
track
get.
them.
We can go get Jasper's rapier, right?
Yeah, I think while they would have been off doing their thing, I would have been like, right, I'm gonna go pick up my sword.
Yeah, let's see what all this fuss is about.
Oh, he promised me it would be amazing.
Well, we waited a whole day for it, so it better be great.
And I will lead back down to the forge that I left it with. The blacksmith.
So you make your way down, and you find yourself back at the same forging shop as you did before. Dwarf looks up at you, and he nods his head. Ah, you have returned, and you're here. For your. He turns and he goes to a shelf, and there's a box there, a large box. He brings it out, places it there, and gently opens it up. Sort of click as it opens. He opens it fully and pulls back a little bit of fine silk. And you see in the box this rapier. What you see is an exquisitely carved rapier. It's like it has been forged some silver hue. You see there's a sort of it's sort of shimmering faintly under any of the light in this room. The hilt itself is wrapped in deep crimson leather, reinforced with some gold filigree that curls into elegant dwarven knotwork. The guard is shaped like the open maw of a dragon, its fangs extending slightly over the wielder's hand for protection. He hands the blade to you. And you take it. The blade itself, bring it to your hand, it's unnaturally sharp, perfectly balanced. Fine etching of dwarven runes running down its length.
Oh my. You are certainly not exaggerating your skill, Master Dwarf. This is an incredible piece.
You can see that it still retains a lot of the elements that your original rapier had, which he's tried to keep in place for you. But he has obviously added a lot of craftsmanship. That is frankly, a standard piece of work for us. We have produced finer blades, of course. Sometimes finer than any you could even imagine. Bring back a larger pot of money and just imagine where we could take you in the future. This blade, you will find no finer.
I feel like I should definitely take you up on that offer. How much, out of curiosity, would you require for further upgrades?
Depends what you want. If you want it to be magically enchanted as well. That will raise the price. Have to search that. Sure. So, be running hundreds of gold, at least. Maybe 1,000 gold.
I'm sure it'd be worth every penny. This is anything to go by. I trust your work. Truly a beautiful blade. Thank you.
And you look round, and you can now fully appreciate all the weaponry that is on display in the shop. Now you pay attention to it a little bit more closely. Now you have your new one in hand. You can see that every one is slightly different in its. It has the impeccable level of craftsmanship. And now you have your own exquisite weapon. And as you go to sheath it as well, you watch as the blade goes in, you notice there's a slight glow to the runes as it goes in. Pull it out and you watch the runes light up ever so slightly as it comes out before fading off.
Yourself. See Jasper sit there for a minute, like putting it in and out, just seeing the runes light up. I'm going to have so much fun with this.
And the dwarf looks at you and then laughs to himself and I'd stop that if I was you, otherwise you end up going blind.
That's what I've been told before. Playing with things never ends well. There's always the threat of losing sight.
Yeah, if you don't use
Well-
it, you lose it, remember.
You take that with you and luck on your travels and hopefully we'll see you here before we.
I'm sure once I show off this marvelous piece to my comrades, they'll be itching at the bit to get their own magnificently crafted weapon from you. I'll take a deep bow.
You send them my way. Won't do them any wrong. And he taps his forehead to you. By the anvil. He turns back and starts to hammer once again.
Raise myself up from my bowing position and then just turn around and say, right, let's go see where this cat's got off to and the turtle.
Yeah, maybe we get back. That's probably where they'll expect to find us. Are you happy with your weapon, Jasper?
Oh, it's beautiful.
Worth a day, beautiful.
Yes.
Fair enough. Can't complain. Then.
You all make your way back. Yep, go on.
As we're walking through the streets, you'll see Jasper just sort of like holding onto the hill and just like admiring the dragon's mouth guard part. I know. Ooh. Not paying attention where he's going to, just bumping into everyone as he walks.
You see some dwarfs sort of pushed aside as they you knock into them. Hey, which way are you going, you little bastard?
Yes, quite. And just not even listen, just keep walking.
And you hear mutterings around you as people are a bit annoyed as you just have some money knocking into them by accident. Nothing too serious though. Just continue walking. Eventually you find yourselves back at the tavern. Just as Twin and Keck come back as well.
How did your little outing go?
So what was that? Hello? What was that?
Don't know.
Wait, is it? Hold on. Listen, how did your outing go? Have a fun trip?
Yeah. So I found the guy with the mask. There's
All right,
he had.
great news, wonderful stuff. But look at this. I show my rapier.
I'm in awe of it. It puts my katana I got to shame. How much does that set you back?
Just 185 gold. It's okay. I made some of that back on the little wager I had yesterday.
Ah, well, there we go. Free money. But that is one fine specimen of a sword.
Where do you run off to anyway? You mentioned a mask and you go running.
So I found someone else who has these masks, and he's told me to meet him in Vale.
Vale?
Vale. I need to see the map to figure out where Vale is.
Yeah, I don't know where that is either.
It's between here and Saramok,
You pull your map out.
Thank you.
southwest.
The travelled man.
I was supposed to say, like, would Keck have any kind of like little bit of knowledge of Vale, like hearing from neighbouring region?
Where is it? Oh, it's at all.
I'll let you find out on that. You, if I remember correctly, you're not that well versed on things around you, so I would say no.
Sorry.
You can roll a history check at disadvantage, I'd say.
Yeah, I didn't mean like anything advanced, just like general rumblings, what we might have heard from news or other clergymen. I rolled that with advantage by mistake. So, yeah, 10.
That's okay. Works the same. You know that it is on the border of the Rangamont and Arlen areas, regions. Set between the mountains is a great city there.
There it is.
You might know.
I couldn't see it until you said that.
Yeah.
I was like searching all around the map, going Vale, where is it? Vale, Vale. You said next to Ragamon and Arda. It's like, oh shit, yeah, there it is. Okay, so yeah, we're not going there anytime soon. Because
Well,
we're
I
like
mean, if
we're
we
like
get
right
off,
in the midst of Whisper Cats.
we might find a portal.
Yeah.
Even though they don't
Yeah,
want
they've asked. He asked me when I call into Vale to ask for the 100. So I can only assume that that's the mask wearers group.
Yeah,
But he
how many
also
do you think
warned
there are?
he did not say anything regarding numbers or people. He did warn me about people who will be after the mask. So either other mask wearers or normal people wanting the power of the masks.
Well, we haven't had any problems so far, but is it as soon as he mentions it, they spawn in?
Yeah. Luckily, I think because I've only got 2, I'm not as much of a target, maybe. But I'll just have to keep my wits about me.
How many masks there are?
I don't know about that,
You
Twin.
can-
He was rather impressed you had 2 and not being initiated yet. I don't know if you might be more of a target because you have 2. You might be seen as easy pickings.
That is true, Keck. That is true. But I just got to keep my wits about me and make sure I don't fall foul to anyone trying to steal these masks before I reach base.
Twin, if they come for you, they're also coming for us. Remember that. So we
I appreciate
will we'll make sure that they don't get those masks off you.
Where does
I
Twin
appreciate that.
Where does Twin keep
But,
the masks? Are they like just on his person?
I would say that. Yeah, I would say that it's not around my waist how I was throwing at it, but I would say probably bunked him on a little like band across my chest.
Perhaps you should keep them beneath your cloak for the time being.
Yes, yeah, I'll probably do that. Voltron. Yeah, so I've learned a little bit more about these masks, which has been really insightful. So sorry about charging out and leaving you all in the pub.
Shall
Are
we
we heading out?
look? I think so. It's about time we leave. And Locke gets to test out his riding goat.
I forgot about the goat.
Oh, you have a pet.
Yeah, I
what's his
got a
name?
little riding goat.
What have you named him?
I thought it was Onyx.
Onyx. Ah, a bit familiar to one of Ka's many minerals and sedimentary rocks, and I'm sure that the people in this fair town would very much be familiar with the name Onyx.
Mm. Wow. I don't know what to say. It was just a little stone-related name. Maybe it'll make you love him a bit more.
May he be blessed by Ka with the name of one of Ka's many. Yeah, I'm not sure what the plan is because I wasn't here last session, so.
Well, we need to get out of town, don't we? Out the other side, head over the bridge. Shall we get going?
If there's nothing left to do in town, we can make our way to the Iron Bridge.
Oh, is this that crazy bridge where everyone gets a bit doolally because there's no top and no bottom? That we're told about. Or have I made that up in my head?
Let's go.
Yeah, let's get moving. Oh, here we got a long day ahead of us.
So you all collect yourselves and start making your way out of the city. Making your way, ascending all the stairs till you get to the golden stairs leading out to the entrance. You get out into the lobby cavern, and to your right you then see the paddocked area of all the lush greenery, and your Chiricus and Chocobos are brought out to you along with your cart. It's all hitched up, ready to go. The animals look like they're well fed and happy, and you start to pull out into cold of the outside world once again. And that's when you realize that it is, in fact, daytime. It quite a bit colder than it was when you were within the city itself. And you immediately notice the difference, and you start to just have a little shiver run down your body for a moment as you acclimatize yourself. There's a slight bit of snowfall coming down, just little small flakes, very sparse. And you think it's mid-morning, judging by the position of the sun. Make your way
I
out.
hope your scarf's gonna.
Yeah, Keck, you got some warm weather gear now, right?
Yeah, I hope that scarf's warm enough.
I'm much more toasty than last time. Thank you for your concern. My shell's slightly warmer than before.
You're one of the unnamed group now, so welcome aboard.
Unnamed?
Yeah.
Why are you called the unnamed group?
We don't have a name yet.
Might I suggest a name?
If it's appropriate. If not, we may reject it.
Oh, well, I'm sure you won't reject this one, but maybe we can go by Cars Faithful.
No.
I also think that is a terrible name.
I also think that is a terrible name. In a sense, though, we do have a name. We were assigned the name Mercenary Group 137, I think, or Adventure Group 137, back in the good old days when we were in.
Yes, but we should get a new, edgier name to reflect our outlaw status.
Well, I mean, we're not hoping to be outlaws for too long, are we? Right?
Yes,
While we are, though, might as well reflect. That.
Why
Absolutely
don't?
not.
Well, why are we using our code names? We can use Cutthroat. You know. Oh, yeah,
there is
okay.
versatility in being known by many names. The more we
Yeah.
engage with lowlifes and criminals, our outlaw status would be beneficial. But on the whole, I think we aspire to overcome the crimes we have. Something that's more, at least less outlaw-ish would be best for that. But still, we have never reached anything close to a consensus on names, so we should not worry about that at the moment. We should worry on making up time as we head east.
We're travelling, so we're travelling for as long as our god persists, and our god is not yet present, so we may as well discuss it, right?
Car is always
Fair.
present. He is around us all. He's beneath our feet.
Well, I think he's gone for 2 minutes, I'll be honest.
Oh my god!
He'll be back, don't panic.
Car, where are you? Where are you?
Sorry about that. Back.
There you go, Cora's returned. Nothing to worry about.
Keck just had an existential crisis, thinking his god left him.
As you trundle past a slight overhang, a ball of sort of snow falls and back to you across the neck.
Car has returned. He has given me his blessing and his warmth and comfort.
And that's followed shortly by a little bird poo that just hits you on the side.
He has allowed me to grow 3 inches taller.
So you trundle down this path now, which is now a different path than you were before. You're now heading off to the east, and much the same as the path you're on before. It is well looked after. It is an established pathway. It looks like there's a little barrier to the side, a little bit of raised stonework. On occasion, there's a little bit of um, rope siding as well, just to help steer your way. And after, well, let's change the map. Okay. After about 4 hours or so, you find yourself coming to the peak of a ridge. And as you crest that peak, an expanse of empty space almost opens up in front of you. You are looking on the other side, looking down at this mountain, and it just drops. Ahead of you, there is a bit of a siding of stone where a bridge is anchored to. You can then see snow-covered, sort of 10-foot wide odd bridge, just stretching forward across and into this expanse between mountains. As you get closer, you can see that your view down just starts to disappear as like a little misting is forming underneath. You can't actually see the base of the mountain. Bridge in front of you, a mixture of rope, heavy metal chain, and wooden boarding, just gently sways in the wind. And now you hear as well, you notice that the wind is slightly higher and just whistling through the gap. The snow seems to have subsided a bit now as well, so it is kind of clear in that regard. Although there is still cloud cover above you. So it is grey sky and sort of grey emptiness below this bridge. Oh, actually, there's one thing I wanted to bring up before we got there. Actually, partway as you just left the city. Sorry, I should have mentioned this before I did your explanation on the bridge.
Rewind time.
Hit that rewind button. You saw a little divergent path off to the side as you were leaving the immediate area of Herdogus. And can I just get a perception roll for people on that?
Gonna be more hanging bodies.
From all of us, or just one?
Anyone who wants to sort of look around.
I will be, because I'll be overly cautious.
Keck's nerfing that bump.
I don't see
Hezekiah, Locke, and kind of Romok. You look down and you see what looks like there is just off the path. There's this other little path which leads off, and there's this sort of slight half wall with an entranceway. And just beyond that, you can see what looks like a number of sort of rows of these small stone monuments. And there's a figure just stood within there, and definitely Hezekiah and definitely Locke. You would recognize that figure as the dwarf from the sculling from the previous day. Just standing in there.
Sculling the drinking competition?
It's the head smashing.
The head-butting drinking thing.
Imagine the dinosaurs that smash heads. It's basically that.
Locke, you would reckon he's not too far away. You and Hezekiah would definitely. Roman, you see the figure there.
Does he seem like angry or anything, or is he gonna?
From your position at the road, you can see he's just standing there. It looks like he's got something in his hand. You're not sure. It might be a weapon. You're not sure.
Weapon, right? Okay.
What attitude did he have at the end of that competition?
Oh, he was very upset.
Aha.
Oh,
Not
oh
happy
no! I
with that
spiked
whatsoever.
him.
He had his memory
I
changed.
spiked him. I forgot.
Yep.
And is he in front of us, like on our way out of the city?
So it's on the way out, and you can see, as you're now paying attention, it looks like a graveyard that he's standing in. It looks like he's just staring at one of the graves.
I did not participate or talk or anything during all that competition, right? So maybe he doesn't remember me, and I'm saying this to the group, and I should go over there and say a prayer, try to start up some conversation. But does he have any leads on anything that we're doing on the whole? Like, is there any benefit that we know of we can have by talking to him? Or he was just a guy in a drinking and headbutting competition in a bar.
I mean, he was just a guy.
Yeah. I mean,
Did you say he's standing by? Was it Graves?
You can see that it definitely must be a grave. There are rows of these sort of essentially gravestones, but it's
Okay. And Locke, you spiked him with the forget a precious memory potion or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And he's now standing by a grave, just sort of looking at it.
Yeah, maybe someone who doesn't know him go have a little chat with him. God, I know we said
Maybe we should send him Romok as the.
no. What about Keck? What about Brother Keck or something? Someone we've never seen before.
Well, Keck stands out a lot.
Leading the
All of us
charge on
non-dwarves probably stand out here, but
Keck wasn't there though. Keck was walking around.
he was there.
Keck was going shopping.
I don't even remember if I went with you guys to that place.
Maybe the poor soul needs a few words from
okay.
Car's good grace.
Keck, we're both religious types. Okay, let's go over there and say a prayer. Now, Keck, I actually have a very minor connection to this location. One of my good friends, a dwarf back in Greyhaven, his father actually immigrated from these lands. I have no idea, obviously, if his father is. Why would he be buried here? But that might be an inn. So follow my lead and try to mention less about Keck than not Keck, Ka than average. So we head over there.
Mm-hmm.
I will gravestone nearby, and I'm just trying to look up what my dwarf friend's name actually. Well, okay, how does it matter? I can make it up. I look like I'm walking nearby, looking through the names of gravestones, and he's standing directly in front of one given gravestone. Is that right?
Well, as you're going past, you realise there aren't names on these. They are monuments of stone, but there are no names.
Oh, there are no names. Okay. And he's one of the few people around, I guess?
There's one or two other people sort of spread around, but he was the one who was immediately evident. Right.
Okay. I'm a little confused by this, so I look a little confused, and I go up to him. Excuse me, sir. So sorry to bother you in such a internal moment. I was looking for the gravestone of one of my father's friends who had come from this land and moved to Greyhaven. His name was let's just make up a dwarven name. Hrothgar Dirkwood. Is there? How would one know the location of an individual's gravestone here? I don't see any names or any other markings.
And as you walked up, you could see that this dwarf, he was just staring at the gravestone, completely still, his knuckles white as he's gripping onto a warhammer. And expression, sure, it's strange. It's kind of between rage and sorrow. And he just looks down at the ground, see your feet, without really looking at your face, and he says, "We don't name stones. We recognize our workmanship on the monuments themselves, a testament to who we were, who we knew."
I see. I did not notice. Are these stones carved by the person they represent before their death?
They're carved by those left behind.
I see. Truly deep and sincere. As I could not know where my friend's father would be buried, would it be appropriate to pray here with you as we remember?
And he turns to looking back at the stone in front of him, and I've stood here dozens, hundreds. I've wept, mourned, but now I don't remember why.
The one you are remembering, were they taken from you in a unexpected or unseemly manner?
I don't know. I can't think of it. He puts his hand on top of the stone. His head still lowered. I don't know. You feel free to pray at but
could I do an insight check on if the fact that he can't remember, does it seem like, dwarves live over hundreds of years and he just forgot, or it's something weird, magical maybe going on?
you can roll an insight or a medicine check, I suppose.
Can I do the same as him there? Or a medicine, probably, from me.
For you, Hezekiah, you can sense that it seems unnatural the way he's saying he can't recall it, and his words. He said he's been here so many times, and the emotions he felt from being here. For you, Kek, he doesn't look like there's anything unusual about it. Although, looking at his face and his forehead, you can see it's very thick and broken. Maybe he has taken some serious blows to the head, which have jogged his memory from him. But nothing else stands out.
Do you want to take the lead on this?
I had a thought, but I'm not really getting anything from it, other than the fact he's got a bit of a shaky head. And probably concussion.
I mean, his hobbies seem to include alcohol and active brain damage, so, it's not that surprising. Good. Okay, maybe...
My kind of plan was, would like a lesser restoration do anything? Like, because I was going to like, Keck's going to move forward. I'm going to say, who is it you lost? And as he does, like, touch him on the arm in like a comforting way, and cast lesser restoration at the same time.
You do that, and you feel the warmth in your hand as it moves into his body, and he shifts his head to look sideways at you. Shakes his head. I don't know. Cannot. He just rubs his very thick brow.
Was it someone close to you, or a spouse, a sibling, a parent?
I don't. I feel nothing for this. I'm only here out of what feels like ritual, but I don't know why. I don't think I'll come back.
In the lore of this world, are there any things like hags or demons or anything like that which kind of feed on memories of loss?
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
Yeah, there definitely
I've done this.
there are definitely creatures which could affect memories and steal memories and feed on them. Yeah, there definitely would be. Hags is a perfectly great example of that. Yeah,
Have we met
and
one
you've
of them?
encountered a hag.
Yeah. I also used to, like my background is folk hero, and Hezekiah used to minister to rural people back when I thought that the Boya Forest and Greyhaven were much bigger areas than they actually turned out to be. So maybe I've seen something like this before, seeing as how there was a hag in the Boya Forest. Memory loss after loss.
Roll a history check. Roll back your memory to see if there's any instances where you. So you can recall there have been stories of hags which have meddled with people's minds, swapped emotions, memories, as well as other things for whatever reward that person was seeking in an exchange. There is proof of this, and you do know that you can get a hag to renege on their deals and go back and give things back if you can find the right leverage.
Okay. I'm going to say to the guy, wait, did anyone catch the guy's name during the bar thing yesterday? I'm approaching as a stranger, so it doesn't matter. I say to him, "Oh, dear sir, I have actually heard of and witnessed things like this. There are creatures in this world which enjoy manipulating and feeding on the most sincere of sentiments. These perverted beings, their actions could lead to this kind of loss, the loss which links an individual to one who is gone, but yet is not fully gone, because they remain within us. Have you had any engagements with a hag, for instance, in since you experienced this loss?"
No, don't leave the mountain. Stay to go here, the occasional hunt. No, I don't recall such creature.
Oh dear. Maybe this is even more troubling. Something seems to have attacked and affected you, but maybe it has even obscured your memory of that incident. Have you any idea of how long you have not entirely recalled this?
Yeah. It seems today or yesterday it all left me. Whatever this is, this stone, whatever this was, just a void in my head. Can't explain it. Not encountered slips in memory before.
Sorry, at the beginning, did he say a date? He said something like yesterday, or when his.
Today or yesterday, he said, yeah.
Sorry, it keeps cutting out. When did he?
He said today or yesterday.
Today or yesterday? Jesus. Okay. Sir, this seems like it must have been very recent. Have you had any extremely unexpected encounters or experiences in the last 2 days?
Oh. Well, unfortunately, I did lose at Skelling yesterday. Maybe that orc had a thicker skull than I thought. He knocked the brains right out of me. Huh. Maybe just a few drinks and so. Who knows? Maybe I'll just get back to the Skelling or see if someone can knock some sense back into me. And you can see his vision is, although he's completely focused on what he's looking at, he's just not. He's just, his eyes are drifting off, and he's trying to think, finding anything. He turns to you. Thank you for your time. I do appreciate it.
Good sir, thank you for helping me to better understand the culture of my friend's father. And I hope deeply that you are right, and this is merely the cause of. I don't know the game very well, but there might be some physical violence to the head, and it is just that form of temporary memory loss. Because the insidiousness of a hag or other such creatures is far worse. Best of luck to you. And may you remember the purpose you have lived with, and with which you remember the lives of others. Hezekiah says a small little prayer in Elvish.
Mm-hmm. And you see as he starts to go, and he just turns for a second, looks back at the stone, and he leans down and picks up something. It looks like there was something that had been previously placed there, like a metal, what's this, like a metal arrow. Yeah. Pockets it and just walks on.
A metal artifact, did you say?
Yeah, just like it looked like a metal arrowhead, pretty much.
Uh-huh. Looking around at looking around at some of the other stones, do they all seem to have some little memento or something buried or placed nearby?
Not all of them. You can see that every now and again you do spot something that's been put there. Some of them look like a carving of someone, or a small. It's just a small trinket. You can only see. If you go and pay attention to what other people have left, you can see that some things look like they're quite sentimental looking. Like, you wouldn't be able to tell much more.
Okay. Is he kind of leaving at the moment, or has left?
He's on his way leaving now. Yeah.
Once he does leave, I say to Kak, I wonder now. There are a couple other people around here. I wonder if, by any chance, the others at this graveyard have also experienced any kind of similar loss. Do you think it makes sense to talk to them and just try to find out if there is some kind of bigger conspiracy here?
That may be possible, but it might also be they just want to be left alone to grieve.
Indeed, it is often very improper to talk to strangers like this at graveyards. Perhaps we shouldn't transgress too much and return to the group.
Maybe it would be something to ask one of the guards if there's been any issues or something when we have a return, or if we pass any on the way out.
Perhaps. I don't, on average, find the guards here to be extremely responsive to inquiries like that, but maybe. I guess for now we should just return to our group and continue on.
Yes, Car's Facebook.
Can't keep saying it and force
Would you like? You sound. Mike and Rob sound very quiet.
Sorry, I missed that last bit because of the talking over. Are we just going back to the group, are we?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
I'll
get back there and I-
kind of flicking from my book, just like, what took you so long? What did he want?
Interestingly, he seems to have lost his memories of why he remembers the individual he remembers at that stone. And he says it happened in the last day or two. Now, my concern, obviously, was first of all, they very much enjoyed it.
Yeah, that
On
was
the other
me.
hand,
That was me.
I didn't hit
What?
him that hard, did I?
Loveland, it was you.
Yeah, I said we were, spiking him.
I actually don't remember this part. Did you guys spike his drink or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
As
Okay,
you were there. You've heard Locke say that he had this thing. We didn't have Romox. Romox is going to do two shoes. He
It was
would
like
have stopped.
3 or 4 weeks ago. I haven't taken any notes. Okay, so never mind. There is no conspiracy going on here. Sorry to waste everyone's time.
I was really confused. I thought you were just in character, just being it, so like trying to confuse him even more.
Yes, a bean, you know?
He wasn't,
Yeah.
so.
It worked perfectly for a roleplay.
Yeah, maybe we are the villains. Maybe we are. Are we the baddies?
Car's unfaithful.
We're not the bad guys. He started it. There's no way of knowing what he would have forgotten, but
Look, we tried paying him off, right? We tried leaving him alone, but he was pretty adamant. So, he's forgot about someone that probably, he's probably quite sad most of the time about. Obviously, he's forgotten who they are, in all the happy times, but, at least he can start fresh. Shall we get moving? Like, he was doing that before, so maybe he'll stop now.
I guess he drinks and headbutts to forget, and you got him to really, really forget. All right, I'll take up my position as the driver again and get the cart moving.
And you find yourselves at the bridge. We fast forward to when I described all that for
Wow, that was quick.
you.
Oh, deja vu.
So you're met now at the bridge, like I say, is about 10 foot across. You can get a cart down it, and it does look like it is well worn for cart travel. It doesn't look like it's a feeble bridge as well, because it is reinforced with these thick metal chains which are running down the length of it.
I'm guessing
But
we can't see to the other end of the bridge, like if it's as big as it looks on the map.
you cannot see the end of it at the moment. You can see sort of the tops of mountain peaks all around you. You can see there's some ahead of you as well, but you can't quite see because there's like this sort of fade off mist. So it's just out of view.
As we're moving across, I say back to Romok. Now, Romok, I remember on the airship you were extremely concerned. Is it a fear of heights or simply a fear of water that was below us?
The water, my friend. Heights is no bother. Going over an open body of water, well, that's just something that doesn't sit well with me.
I have to say, it's very much the opposite for me, as I have recently had some experience flying as a bird. It feels, of course, like you're in a completely different body and you have all these abilities you didn't have before. But still, a part of me remembers how I would feel if I was hundreds of feet up and obviously fall immediately. It has almost given me a new fear of heights, my experience flying.
I mean, Romok, is it seeing the water or knowing the water's there? Because we can't really see what's down there, so there could be water down there.
No, I think my fear of water is quite specific, my brother. A traumatic incident as a child has generated a general fear of bodies of water.
Oh my. Well, I'm just hoping there's nothing up in the sky around us at the minute, because just kind of see him have a little shake. There's far more dangerous things that can come down for us.
Yeah, I think there might be some flying dangers, maybe, but they said it wasn't too bad. You know, people cross it all the time, traders and stuff.
Yes. Let's hope nothing goes poorly and move across.
Yeah, we'll just stay vigilant, you know, and if we get into trouble, we'll deal with it as we always do. Just, let's just, you know, keep close, and I don't know if it's a good idea, maybe we tie a rope to each other. I mean, I'm on the goat, so...
How wide is the bridge? Like, probably at least 2 carts, but is it much wider?
So it's about 10 foot across.
Oh, wow.
It's a significant bridge.
So it allows 2 lanes of traffic, sort of thing.
So do 2 carts have the ability to... It's 10 feet across?
It's enough for a cart to get through, just 1 cart.
Oh, what happens when there's, like, cross-traffic, and how do you get carts in?
It's a one-way
Guess I better
system
find
with a
out.
light at the other end.
Yeah.
I was going to say, is there any kind of like indication at this end that it's safe to go?
It's like a water slide. There's a green light.
Because, like, single-track railroads, right? They coordinate, but, like, here, there's no coordination. Like, we didn't come across any. Oh, well. Let's hope there's no one coming the other way.
We'll push them off if they're coming.
Yeah, we're the baddies.
We're gonna save the world. So what is 1 car to in the grand scheme of things? Right, let's go.
Yeah. You start to make your way to the bridge, and as you go along, you do start to catch up with what looks like a group of other dwarves just ahead of you. They look like they're mounted up on some goats, just slowly plodding forward. Seem to be heading in the same direction as you. And after sort of 10 minutes, 20 minutes, you must be about halfway across the bridge. You're looking around and you can see very little, really. You look back and you can barely see the side you came in on. As you look down the side, off the edge of the the bridge, you can just see nothing really. It's kind of grey, kind of white grey, like a little bit of mist that's just sort of swirling. I mean, you can feel it is like you're in a fog when you're on the bridge, and the sky above you is still grey. You're catching up, and you can start to hear the dwarves ahead of you talking, and they're just chatting with each other, and just they're doing, it seems.
I mean, you said there's like quite a strong wind as well, or a bit stronger than usual. Is that kind of carrying any sounds from anywhere as well, or?
As you're moving through, you hear like this the whistle of the wind pushing through. You can feel the bridge itself just moving back and forward, just swaying. It seems normal to the dwarves ahead of you. They don't seem to be bothered by it. You can hear little bits of their conversations that comes through. And you can hear them saying, "So what's the like? You go first, Pete. Do we go in teams in there?" And they're just talking just random things. It seems to you. You do notice they just sort of look over their shoulders a few times, just seeing you behind them, but they don't seem to be speeding up or slowing down or anything. They're just continuing. Roll me a perception check.
Everyone?
If you're trying to listen out for stuff.
Yeah, I can't hear too good. So
Might hear you.
disadvantage we go. Oh, I actually rolled really well on the first one.
Apparently, Keck and I are masters of intercart espionage.
If only I knew
Oh wait,
the
sorry, that was
language.
that was a medicine check. Sorry, not that. But still,
No one's rolls are coming through for me, actually. can
I
only see
got that one.
Yeah, I got locks on.
oh, did you
Robert.
get mine?
No. Did you
Oh,
roll
I
a
got it.
17 just now, Robert?
Yeah, 17 for perception just now. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a 27.
I rolled 19 and Hezekiah's 27. Just above Romok.
There it is. That's from earlier. Right. Okay. Hezekiah, you can pick up more than anyone else, and being a very nature-related individual, you hear this sort of very much animalistic noise on the wind. It almost sounds like an echoey hoot. Just drifts off. Just ahead of you, you see the dwarves looking around as well at that. Before suddenly there's a whoosh and a blur of something coming from the side, from right to left. You watch as something swoops in, grabs one of the dwarves, picks him up, and hoiks him off the bridge. And you just hear him screaming as he falls down.
Surprised we can see the bottom.
Yeah, I've blurred that bit out.
To be fair, it's a bit better than just.
You can't see. You can't see down. So.
A wreck on it.
Sorry, what manner of creature was it that we just saw?
Something was flying through the mist. It was sort of a grey-white colour, and it grabbed. It seemed to swoop down and grab this one dwarf in the middle here.
So 27 didn't get me like a good look at it. Like what did this?
Oh yeah, you have a very good perception there. I would say you saw feathers. You saw big. It was a very big creature, huge.
Not a harpy. Much better.
You saw feathers. You saw almost like these feathery wisps coming off above their eyes. You saw these big, thick, grey, yellow clawed feet as they grasped onto this dwarf, pulled him off, and released him.
Someone's drawing.
You now start to hear more of these noises.
My token isn't there.
Hooting. The token isn't.
There's no Keck.
Oh.
It's returned.
But at the same time, if Keck saw any of that as well, he's kind of in his shell bout now.
Hey, I recognise this fella down here.
You recognise it.
It's
You
hard
don't
back.
see it.
Is Ard back with us?
Yeah.
Uh,
And hello, we caught up.
Yeah, it's. I pulled them in from another map. I think it was in there.
I was like, there's a wolf with. Hang on, it's Ard.
He's here. Imagine if Garsh joined.
Gareth, if you want to come off mute now, and... no, unlucky. So
Sure.
if you could all. Look at that. Oh, squished up. There.
Where's the goat?
I don't have a goat token right now.
Ah!
Very snug
Oh, I
in that
guess.
wagon.
Just where I am is
Okay.
goat.
Okay. So, right. The air around you starts to feel. Actually, I'm going to move you all forward a little bit. So. Right. Sorry. The air fills with hooting, and you start to see a shape appear, and it's barreling down the bridge once again. Roll a. It's gone from my head.
Initiative.
Initiative?
If everyone could please roll initiative, absolutely. Sorry. Them days, I think. Do you see this?
Oh.
Big owl.
Ben, why have you got initiative minus 0.92?
You
Because
can
I've
set
got
it to add your modifier to be like kind of like a tiebreaker. Like if two people roll, 18, and one of them has 8 dexterity, the other one has 12 dexterity, it'll come up as 18.04. So he's 18.12 and 18.08.
I got a -1, hence the -1. Then I've got 8 in dexterity, so it put 0.8.
Oh.
But yeah, if you roll the 19 as well, yours will come up as like a 19.30. So you, 19.14. So you beat me in the order, so it automatically calculated for us.
Right, okay.
And it's an advantage for people who do over those who don't, right? Because if you don't, you get no little point something added to you, so you're actually lower than anyone who uses that system.
Yeah, I'll go higher anyway.
Are you guys in the car? So
Yeah, put yourself in the cart, guys.
I think
and
Hezekiah was driving, right?
roll.
So
Right. So would I be like here? I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I'm behind on goat.
Oh, we both went for the same spot there.
Right. Here we go. Finally. My apologies. Okay. So first up, why isn't
I forgot to click my token, so I'm not in the turn order.
not it? Sorry.
Right, my bad. Forgot to click my token first.
You got. There you go. So twin.
So the enemies are the two owls, yeah, not the people in front of me. Just making that abundantly clear.
I mean, you can kill him if you want.
These are dwarves who are also travelling along this path. One of them has just been picked off and dropped.
Okay, I'll go longbow and try and hit one of the owls.
Okay, they both look like they're swooping in towards the bridge. And that is so.
That's 17.
I just realised I didn't have my stats up.
Okay.
I have a mess tonight. Okay, that is a hit. Yeah, that is a hit.
7 to, I would say. Oh, that's not selection. That's move around. To. Oh yeah.
Yep. Okay. You release your arrow and you watch as it finds its target perfectly. You watch as it just slices through one of the wings. It looks like it passes straight through. You watch as a flurry of feather just explodes out the back of it, and you hear this sort of guttural hooting scream. These are very large owls, dire owls.
That's the official name.
So
And I'll do it again.
Yeah, go for it.
Fucking hell, crits galore tonight.
That is perfect. Yeah, absolutely. Roll your damage. So full damage plus whatever you roll.
Full damage plus 11.
What is your full damage?
Full damage. Actually, hang on. Is 1d8 plus 3, so 8, 9, 10, 11. So 11 plus 11.
No, your other 11 is
is
a roll to hit. You need to roll the actual damage.
8?
Yeah, it's a
I
D20.
clicked on roll for damage. Oh, that's weird. I clicked on roll for damage for that.
Yeah, no, you rolled another attack. So it'll be 4 plus 11 is 15.
Oh. Weird.
You watch as the arrow just hits right into its neck, and you watch as it drops from its initial swooping attack. And it looks like it's lost some of its focus. But you've done significant bit of damage to it there.
Okay. That's me.
Ahead of you, one of the dwarves, a stout little heroic-looking dwarf with a large warhammer, stands proudly, grabbing his axes in his hand. He just bellows at it. Come in, you pieces of shit! And he launches one of his axes at this first owl right here. And it is a hit. And a crit on the damage amount. You watch as this axe just leaves this dwarf's hand and it just rotates through the air, just spinning until it slams into the underside of this owl, cutting into what looks like the joint where its leg is. You watch as the leg just drops limp for a little bit, and you see crimson running down, and the dwarf just there. Come on! Okay.
Yeah, so going by what I've said about his history, like, he shit himself. He is sanctuary and retreating into his shell.
No.
Okay. So Brother Kick tucks himself in.
And he's got
does he want to
sanctuary
move
on as well.
anywhere or anything?
No, he's just very much hunkering down at the bottom of the wagon, cast a sanctuary on himself, and he's retreated into his shell. That is it. That's all he is. Kind of.
He just looks like a rock to pick up.
If it can pick it up.
Probably.
Can anyone cast catapult?
Like, thank God that these aren't actual rocks attacking us, like ROC.
44 one, haven't we?
So
I weigh more than £5 as well, by the way.
We've already
definitely
fought a proper rock, right?
you've never fought a rock in this game.
We're not.
Oh,
Mm.
you know how big a rock is?
Yeah, they're huge, right? Mate,
Yeah.
Did we see one or something?
Their
Gargantuan.
wingspan is 200 feet.
Maybe we saw one.
I was looking this up this morning. On an unrelated note, not for this fight. So this first owl swooping in. And, gets right up to here.
Poor
And it
dwarfs.
Make a grab at this another dwarf here, and successful. Grabs hold of the dwarf, and you see the dwarf who was standing there with this large sort of almost like a metal girder that had been fashioned into a weapon of sorts, just sort of scream in pain as the talons rip into his flesh. And let's see if now, yeah, you watch as the dwarf is hoisted off his feet, gripped in the owl's talons. But that's as far as that owl can get. Jasper, is your go.
Okay, I was thinking of something I could do until we lifted that dwarf up. I was going to take a rule in on you, but I'll leave it for now.
I would say the dwarf is not hanging over the edge at this point. Yeah, they're all basically, but well, just above the bridge, on the very edge.
If let's get the ruling from you first. So, if I was to incapacitate the enemies, the flying creatures, would they stop flying and crash down to the ground?
I suppose it depends what manner of incapacitation.
If it's just like the effect incapacitated, then yes, flying creatures do tend to fall.
Yeah.
Like not hover speed creatures, but flying speed creatures.
Yeah, so if they've got flying speed but not hover, they'd fall. Obviously, I wouldn't know the difference in character, but there's that option.
This one has definitely just been swooping in. So there was some speed to this one.
From what I see of the dwarf being held up, if, say, the owl was to fall, would the dwarf fall, like, drop back down onto the bridge? Like, would he be released and dropped onto the bridge, or would he go down?
You don't know if he'll be released, but you know that he is definitely within the talons of this owl. He is currently sort of it's 50-50 whether he'd land on the bridge or go off the side. You don't know.
Or is that too risky?
Well, I mean, if you don't, you might kill the other two.
He's dead either way.
Yeah, true. Hey, you can't see. Get back in your shell.
Oh, that was above table. That wasn't Keg.
I know.
Keg is very much kissing his own back end and praying.
Is he? He's a green shell, right? So he can only go in a straight line.
Let's give it a try. So I am going to do my hypnotic pattern to affect both of them.
Yeah.
So it's a DC 15 Wisdom save, or they become incapacitated.
Okay.
On the assumption that if they do fail, they're going to fall and take full damage.
So this one here that has the dwarf rolled a nat 20. This one here did fail.
Ooh.
So as the pattern takes hold, you watch as this one seems to completely shake off the effect. Whereas this one does stutter and stop, and you watch as it drops. It doesn't drop like a stone. It drops smoothly, still falling forwards as it was traveling in this direction, but it's going down.
Struggles with a 3D plane on a 2D map.
Mm-hmm. How long does hypnotic pattern work?
It is. So it's a duration of up to 1 minute.
A minute. Okay.
The spell ends for an effective creature if it takes any damage.
Mm-hmm.
So theoretically, the moment it falls and crashes to the ground, if that was to be the case, then it would relieve itself from the effects of it. If it didn't die.
Gotcha. Okay. Was there anything else you want to do with Jasper, or?
No, that would be my go.
Over to you, Locke.
I was hoping that he'd fall so I could not hit the. Actually, I'll just ice knife, but no, because I'll still hit the dwarf. All right, I'll just give it an acid arrow. Second level on the one holding the dwarf.
Okay.
Ooh, that's not great.
So does this come out of your hand, or is this like you conjure up like a bow or anything?
Yeah, I kind of make a little water bow and then shoot it out.
So as Locke does that, and the arrow just flies away towards the owl. He seems to just sort of almost the movement of his wings pushing the air around seems to just throw it off slightly, and it just soars past it, harmlessly doing.
Oh, I mean, on a miss, apparently it still splashes the target, but you know.
Does it? Okay.
Yeah, for
Okay,
half
so
the
it's gonna hit.
damage.
So it's hit the bridge, and say it's right there then.
So 10. It's half of 10. So 4. No, 5. Oh dear. That was
So
bad
5
math.
points of damage to everyone within how was the
Just
5
is
foot?
single target.
Oh, single. Oh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this. I was gonna hit the dwarf that's being held.
No, I did this not to hit the dwarf. I would have done something else.
Yeah, but you missed. You missed.
Only just, right? It was only a 13. It's not a
The
absolute
acid
blunder.
splashes. The acid splashes and speckles the bottom of the owl, and the dwarf takes a little bit of damage as well.
I was gonna say he's gonna have like half cover, isn't he, from the talons?
Making me a murderer. Right, I will just stay close to the rest of the group on the goat and pass my turn.
So next up would be this guy. He's going to run forwards, and he has what looks like a very large pickaxe. He pulls it back and springs it up and into the underside of this owl. And he totally misses, unfortunately. He just completely whiffs past it. The owl is just sort of coiling back from the splash of the acid, and it managed to pull back just far enough to avoid the swing of this pickaxe. He turns to you and he just says, "Come, help! Help!" And he goes to try and grab at the feet of his friend here. But that's all he can do. Romok.
Yeah. I think I have very limited capabilities at range. So I'm gonna swing himself down from the cart. And say if I can get closer to it, I can hit it. And I'll. He's holding this one, yeah.
He's got one of them in his claws.
Yeah.
The other one is trying to grab onto the other one's legs, but he has not succeeded.
Okay. So I think dismounting from the car, I'm not going to be able to get all the way to the owl. But I will. I don't want to say. How do I? Yeah. As I I look back, I'm going to cast Bless on those closest to me in the cart. Yeah, screw Cat because he's hiding. So Hezekiah, Jasper, and oh, I don't know. Is it worth wasting it on the dwarf?
Maybe do it on the Jacoboos.
The what?
The Jacoboos.
That could work. Yeah. All right. I'll cast Bless.
Make sure they don't get grabbed.
Yeah. Would that work? Can I give it to
creatures,
Jacobo?
right?
You can cast it on one of those guys. Yeah, you've got two of them.
Sure, I'll do that. So yeah, I think I get. Is it 3 or is it 4? I think it's 3 at this level. So yeah, Hezekiah, Jasper, and our mount.
Okay, yeah,
So
two of them. So do you want to put one on the top or the bottom, Chocobo, as you're looking at the map? I know you've got a 4.
Yeah, the top.
The top one. Put a little note on here. This. Okay. Was there anything else you want to do at all, or was that it?
No, I'd like to say I have very limited capabilities at range, so I'm just gonna move closer. How much distance does it take to get down from the cart?
You could have done that in one movement, so it would have been.
Oh, really?
it'd be you're basically just going to lurch yourself forward and run essentially across.
Fair enough.
Cart. You can if you want, I'll let you sort of jump off the back of a chocobo as well.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, I'll move up, but I'll cast Bless just to kind of protect the party. Which is action. No, that'll be my turn this round.
Mm-hmm. As a gun.
Okay, so I was thinking about wild shaping into a flying creature, right? And normally it's very bad form to look up the stats of the monster you're fighting, but in this case I was thinking of transforming into a giant owl, because I have now seen them. But I actually had some questions about what all I can transform into, right? Because if the rule is what you've seen, right? In Xanathar's Guide to Everything, which, like, I got a physical here, right? You can transform into things you've seen based on, like, environment, right? So, obviously, I lived in the Boya Forest for a while, which is a forest, but is much of the rest of Greyhaven a grassland?
A grassland, did you say? Yes.
Yeah, like
it's a combination. So, it's sort of a combination of mountain, hill, and grassland.
Right. So, based on like the logic inside Xanathar's Guide to Everything, right? I have the ability to transform. If I live in that environment, I've apparently seen every animal that they list here under it. And so, grassland has a giant vulture, giant eagle in it. So, I was thinking, would you say I could transform into either of those?
Yeah, you can have that. I'd say more towards an eagle than a vulture. Yeah, there would be vultures more likely in places like Dragon's Bane.
Okay. The other thing this camp, this camp isn't something I could actually use, but just because I was thinking of transforming into the giant owl that we just saw, I just learned that apparently it understands Common, Elvish, and Sylvan, but can't speak them. But I don't think we're going to talk our way out of this. So, giant eagle, you said. Hold on, let me just get the.
Yeah, well, you can have a vulture. I would say you've seen both of those animals. You would have seen a vulture when you were traveling Dragon's Bane. So it's up to you. Whatever you want.
Okay. I've seen both. I mean, I'd say like I don't know, which seems scarier if you're an owl. I feel like an eagle might be scarier. So I'll go with the eagle then, I think. Or a vulture. A vulture symbolizes death. I don't know. 50-50. I'm going to roll a d2. If it's a 1, I'll take the eagle. If it's a 2, I'll take the vulture. Okay. Eagle. All right. Hezekiah leaps off the cart going forward. And in this leap, he erupts in a blaze, as he usually does when he transforms. And instead of actually landing in front of the cart, out flies from that blaze a giant eagle. When we say giant, it's large, so like, large, so, like maybe 10 feet across, I think, wingspan. All right. So
you're the same size, basically, as the owl.
Yeah.
There's 3 of them.
Just found this.
Now,
let me shrink you back and put you over here for a second.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. I'm going to have an eagle. Okay.
Roll with this as well.
Now, the owl, it picked up the guy with a talon attack, right? Is that correct?
Correct. Yes, he's currently just sort of 5 foot up in the air in his claws.
Now, it doesn't say anything about with the talon attack, you could pick people up and all that, but like, if I did a talon attack on that guy, would I be able to grab him, or would it just rip him apart between the two of our talons?
Pull him in half.
Okay, roll me a. Let's see, maybe a medicine check. Oh no, maybe it. One sec. Yeah, I can't think of anything that might be. Yeah, medicine.
I mean, you have to do the medicine check though with the owl's stats because the eagle stats because the guy's not very good at this. Okay. Let's see. Oh, actually, the giant eagle.
Do you take on your stats or do you take on theirs?
I take on their roles. I think I keep my and I have their proficiencies. So I'm not proficient in medicine, but the eagle has a +2 to wisdom, so that's not that bad.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, that's fine.
So 17 total because of the +2.
You think at the moment there is a talon dug deep into his shoulder. If you were to grab him as well, you'll have to fight the owl for him, and he will take some damage. Whether he'll take a lot, I'm not exactly 100% sure, but he will take some. He will definitely take damage.
Okay. And the owl is currently like on the ledge. So let's say I went for the owl and I managed to kill it. The guy would fall. Let's say I've used my attack, so I don't have any actions left. Can I do anything if the guy is falling down? Catch him.
Not in this round. You wouldn't be able to. You could chase him, essentially.
Okay. And how is it more than like 60 feet? Hold on, I gotta look up how the falling thing works. But like, it would take more than one round, you think, to fall? Probably.
You don't know. You can't see the ground.
Okay. Let's say. If I fly out here, I still can't see the ground. Like out here.
Cannot see the ground. It is a foggy mist everywhere.
That's actually super scary. Okay. This owl's taken a couple hits though, right? I think I can go for him. So I am going to charge at him and do my multi-attack. That's the one beak and one talon thing. Oh, let's go. So, 23, 18 to 18
both hit. Yeah, both hit. And do 18 points. Amazing. It's a fantastic round of attacks there for you. You watch as the owl screeches and hoots in pain as your beak and your claws just tear into it. Feathers just being ripped off and sprays of blood splattering. Still holds on to the dwarf, however. But yeah, he's taken a serious attack there. He's not looking great.
Give me hopefully screech.
You broke up completely for me there. I didn't hear any of that, I'm afraid.
I give off a terrifying screech, I hope. And I hope it's terrifying, because, the actual bald eagle, like in America, obviously, there's so many things with, like, the bald eagle screech on them. But the bald eagle actually sounds pathetic. They use some kind of hawk where screech is actually terrifying. So I hope the great giant eagle screech is actually terrifying. That's my turn.
It's bassy. Okay. Move it. And he is going to. He's just going to go straight for you, actually, I think. Since you're there now.
Big food for them.
Wasn't it under the influence of the hypnotic pattern?
He's incapacitated.
You are absolutely correct. He is falling. He is gone down. Maybe if I turn him upside down, then I'll. So he goes down, and he disappears into the mist. We are left now with this guy who's struggling in his talons. He's going to try and free himself. There's a natural one. You watch as he's frantically pulling at this knee, this claw that's embedded into his shoulder. He drops his weapon, which clatters to the ground, and he doesn't manage anything at all. He looks down to his friend next to him. Grab me! Don't let me go! Twin, back to you.
As I would give off what hopefully is a comforting screech to that. Sorry, I'm muted.
So I think on this one, is the dwarf that he's got in his talons, is that still over the bridge or is that over the edge of the bridge? I think I missed what you said earlier.
It's kind of it's over the bridge, but it is in the air, so it could fall either way.
Where would the dwarf fall? Would the dwarf fall down off the bridge?
50-50.
Oh, 50-50. Okay.
On the bridge on the opposite side.
If I was to try and grab hold of said dwarf and pull him back onto the bridge, what would I do for that? Would I be rolling like
You need a strength.
like a strength check against a 2? Okay.
You're rolling against his strength.
Okay, so I'm going to do that and use my feline to double my speed. And then strength check him.
You need 16.
Just a straight strength roll, or
Yeah.
boom.
Okay, and you're trying to just pull him down or wrench him out of the grip?
I'm going to say wrench him out of the talons and pull him down to the bridge, so there's no more person in the owl's talons.
That you manage to leap forward and grab on and pull him down using the chain siding as a leveraging your angle on this and pulling your weight against. And the owl does release him, and he falls back into the bridge next to you, laying prone on the ground. Oh, Christ! You wouldn't say that. You would say, "Thank the gods! Kill that son of a bitch!"
Wow. Okay, so Xanathar's Guide to Everything actually includes what falling speed is, which the player's handbook doesn't, right? The player's handbook just says feather fall reduces it to 60 feet per 6 seconds. So in Xanathar's Guide to Everything, it says that in one turn you fall 500 feet, which that totally could. I mean that'll kill anything, right? But in one turn.
Surely you don't just reach terminal velocity though, right? That quick.
Yeah, the real physics of it is D&D never uses real physics for anything. It's just that's what's in Xanathar's Guide to Everything, which is the only the player's handbook says nothing about falling speed.
The owl looked like it wasn't falling at full speed. I can tell you that much. But
It would take 12 seconds to reach terminal velocity. So I don't know how many seconds are in a round. Well, in a turn.
Yeah,
it's
so
6.
it's 6 seconds.
So after
That's
2
2 rounds.
people's turns, it's at terminal velocity.
Jesus.
So should anyone go off, you have 2 rounds to catch them.
Yeah.
Well, that's terminal velocity, right? Not the ground. I mean, you can fly faster than terminal velocity because that's just the maximum that gravity alone can do.
I'll give this much for your knowledge of your area. You know you're in the mountains. You know how high these mountains are. They are incredibly high. So they are over 500 feet tall, the mountains you've seen. Now, this one in particular, you don't know the distance to the ground, but your knowledge of this mountain range that you've seen so far, they are very, very high mountains.
I don't think I can do anything else. Because I've got 2 attack actions. I haven't got 2 actions. So I think that's it for me.
Okay, that's cool. Let's move back to this guy. And you watch as he turns and sees this owl. And he just lets out a furious bellow. And he just runs. And he's going to jump onto his prone friend here and push off and launch himself into the side of this owl with his axe in his hand. He's got this large warhammer and he's just swinging it in the air. And he's going to take an attack. And that's a decent hit.
Laugh at me, a natural 1 misses and just falls to his death.
He rolled pretty well, but he didn't do great on the damage, unfortunately. So this warhammer slices into the underside of the owl, who shudders as these feathers just float out to him. The dwarf buffets and rolls off to the side, down onto the bridge once again. Let's take him down, guys! Take him down! Brother Keck.
I'd love to join him, but he's shit scared of big birds, so he's just going to be shaking in his shell.
Back to this here. It is going to just turn and just fly as high and as quickly away as it can. And it's just going to go over your heads, actually. So you will get an attack of opportunity.
Actually, the giant owl has that flyby thing, right? It doesn't make the opportunity attacks. It doesn't provoke opportunity.
If it is in... no, it does read it that way, actually. I was going to say, because he had pretty much stopped to pick that guy up. But yeah, you don't get an opportunity attack, guys. Sorry. The owl basically drops and spins in the air, goes under the bridge, and swoops off in the direction. So it'd be.
It's a good thing I picked the eagle then, because I can fly 20 feet per round faster.
Right, so there we go. You watch as the owl just completely disappears from your range, and it swoops under the bridge and comes up the other side. It looks hurt, and it's not quite as steady as it was when it first arrived, but it's leaving, it seems. Jasper, it is your turn.
Right. Seeing it run away, I'm gonna sort of move to the edge of the cart next to I'm gonna stand up on Brother Keck's shell to give myself a bit more of a boost. And I am going to shout at the owl. Come back here, you can't just fly in and then disappear again. I'm going to cast Shatter by it. So it's a con save 15.
As you step on Keck, you trigger the green shell and he goes, whee!
That's very poor damage. 7 damage. That's really bad.
7 damage?
Yeah.
There's no save on that, then?
Con 15.
There is. You just see. So I've got an amazing. Yeah, that failed. Okay, so you do full damage on that. The owl seems to drop in the air slightly, but he'll continue. You watch as just trail of feathers just drops behind him as he's going. it looks like you've really hurt him, and it's surprising that he's still going, but he is
Right.
just getting.
I am going to turn around to Locke and be like, Locke, stop that thing flying away. Go on, you can do it, and give him bardic inspiration.
The log.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit it with an ice knife, I think. We'll do a 3rd level.
Yeah, go.
Going for it. What do I add with the bardic?
D8.
Oh dear.
Well, you wouldn't have needed that to that. Yeah.
Well, I want to make sure I hit, you know.
Okay, you watch as the ice knife travel and slams into the back of this owl. What's the damage?
So first I roll the d10, and then it's got to make a saving throw. It's a dex saving throw.
Dex save. That is 13.
So it fails, so it takes 4d6 piercing damage. 19, that's pretty good.
So tell us what happens when this knife hits this owl.
Oh, is it facing towards or trying to fly away?
Flying away, so you're throwing essentially into its back.
Alright, I kind of want to just explode it, like pierce a massive hole through one of its wings. It shatters and just shreds its entire wing, and it kind of soars down like a little fighter jet.
So this eye just pierces straight through the air and slams into this owl before it explodes. And there's just the explosion of blood and feathers just goes everywhere. And this tattered wing just hangs limp at its side as it curls its body and just spins, barrel rolls down into the mist. You have the other one. You just wait. You can probably hear a distant as the other one impacts. You are now out of combat. There are no more enemies, unless you wanted to kill those dwarves. Yeah, we are out of combat for you guys. But we will pick that up in the next game. It's 12 o'clock now. 2 o'clock.
Yay! We saved almost all of them.
I did think I was going to take off that other one at least, but no, you managed to save him. Well done, guys.
Wow, this is high stakes flying right here. Yeah. I mean, that other guy's definitely dead, right? He's not falling or something.
He's long gone. That guy's.
You know, it was a decent way down before he would have impacted. So, yeah. And that spell lasts a whole minute, so he's definitely taking damage. And it was enough. That would definitely have been enough to kill him.
I mean, if it's okay, I, the giant owl, eagle, would like to just kind of fly to maybe where he fell and see if I could bring him back to his friends or something.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Well, we'll get into that in the next game.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Keep a note of that you wanted to do that, and we'll look into that. See where to find him.
All right. Good night, guys.
Good night.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks a lot for the game, everyone.
Good night. Catch you later.
Yeah,
Good night.
everybody.
Yeah.